When I first looked at the Infinix Hot 60i, I was like,
hey yo, what the fuck?
It looks exactly like the Hot 50 Pro Plus, but has similar specs to the Hot 50i. I'm talking about the same display, same processor, same RAM. So should you bother upgrading to this phone or should you skip it? Well, let's find out. Let's kick things off with the design and build quality. The Hot 60i looks exactly like the Hot 50 Pro Plus, and if you compare it to the Hot 50i, it's much better. The Hot 50i's design wasn't exactly the prettiest in my opinion, and I'm glad that Infinix chose to make it more premium and appealing. It's also a very slim phone, though not as slim as this guy, and surprisingly that doesn't hinder it from being durable. Despite this phone being constructed entirely from plastic, it is still drop resistant from a height of 1.5 meters, which means accidental drops shouldn't give you a heart attack. This phone also supports full IP64 water rating, which protects against water. Don't just swim with it. On the top of the phone, you get secondary speakers. On the left side is a micro SD card slot because this phone can support both SIM cards and memory card up to 2TB. If for some reason the 128GB of storage won't be sufficient for you. On the right side is the volume rockers and the power button, which doubles as a fingerprint scanner. In addition to that, you're also getting a button beneath the power button, which Infinix calls the One Tap AI button, which works exactly like they say. Pressing the button turns on the Folax AI assistant, more on that in a bit. And if you don't press it, it can do a variety of other things like opening specific type of apps or functions. I wonder why they call it one tap. Shouldn't it be one press button? Stupid Infinix. At the bottom of the phone is a headphone jack, microphone, USB Type-C port and the primary speakers. Now these are decent stereo speakers, so they deliver great audio while consuming content. That brings us to the display. Is it any good? Well, the Hot 60i comes with a 6.7-inch 720p IPS panel with a 120Hz refresh rate. This display is good for consuming content. The colors are vivid and rich, just like Elon Musk, and I can see that it's a very good display for its price. However, it has one problem. It is almost the exact screen as that on the Hot 50i. Almost, because whilst the other areas are exactly the same, the screen is much brighter, peaking at 700 nits with its very own outdoor booster feature that makes it usable outdoors, and the always on display, which still doesn't make sense on an IPS panel. The bezels are still pretty huge, but it's nothing annoying. And if you are enjoying this video, then kindly smash that subscribe button. Thank you very much. What about the performance? It's quite disappointing that in an area such as important as its performance, Infinix decided not to improve anything. This Hot 60i is powered by the MediaTek Helio G81, which is the same as that on the Hot 50i. I would have loved something much better like maybe the Helio G99 or so, but that doesn't make this a bad chipset. The Hot 60i is still fast enough to run multiple apps at the same time without the phone falling asleep, just like this guy. When it comes down to gaming, well, that's exciting because this phone can run not only casual games but also the more demanding ones like Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile. And they run pretty smooth, but that has to be at the low settings. That brings us to the software, because in a phone the software is just as important as the processor, if not more important. So what are we getting on this phone? Well, the Hot 60i runs on XOS slapped on Android 15, and it's a very clean software. The bloatware is minimal and everything is just neatly arranged. When you press that one tap button, you enable Folax, which is now trained on DeepSeek AI, and that will enable you to answer more complex questions that you might ask it. But it doesn't stop there. You also get Infinix AI, which gives you access to a lot of AI features like the Documents Analyzer, which summarizes notes and various documents. You also get this feature which literally brings your sketch to life, and much more. The only downside about this software is that it doesn't have any software updates. But hey, this is less than 150,000, so you shouldn't complain too much. What about the battery experience? Powering the Infinix Hot 60i is a 5160 mAh battery, which should last about 2 days for casual users, but it should also still be good enough for heavy users as well. And it comes with 45W fast charging, so it should take a little above 1 hour to get from empty to full. You know what? This phone is almost identical to the Spark 40, which I just reviewed, so I'm going to make a comparison between these two phones. So subscribe so don't miss that video. Now let's talk cameras, and this is one area where I was quite deceived. This looks like a triple camera setup, doesn't it? But in reality it's just one camera. The second lens is an IR blaster which turns this phone into a TV remote for your various appliances, and the third lens is just a plastic for design purposes. The Hot 60i has a 50MP main camera, which is pretty decent. As you can see, the photos are good enough for the price, just brightening the end results to make it more appealing. The video on the rear is capped at 2K 30 frames per second, which is good but lacks any sort of stabilization, so it's quite wobbly. On the front is an 8MP selfie camera which shoots in 2K as well. Now, to the big question, should you buy this phone or should you skip it? Well, I'd say that if you are someone who wants to upgrade from the Hot 50i, the Hot 60i is not really worth buying because of the little improvements. But if you are someone who just wants to try this phone out for the first time, I'd say go for it. For 145,000 naira, this is more than enough value with the IP64 rating, the fast charging and the AI features. To check out my full review of the Tecno Spark 40, click the card on the screen and I'll tell you all about it.